Hello everyone, Palworld Tides of Terraria is officially live, and with it there's some great new base locations that were introduced to the map. Now it is important to know, prior to actually taking a look at those, that previously there was only one location on the map that had 3 different oil nodes. And that of course was located here at the base of the volcano on the left hand side of the map, located at -860, -453. You can see 1, 2, and 3. Now, the really bad part about this place is that it's actually quite uneven in terrain, and then the lighting for the volcano sometimes can just get really awful. So, I've never been a big fan of that spot, so let me take you to the new locations. Alright, now we've arrived at our first location. As you can see, it's this tropical paradise looking island here, located on the top right corner of the map at 888, 183. And as you can see here, you have 3 oil nodes on the bottom here, and 3 oil nodes located on the top here. So previously, if you had played on a server and you couldn't get the volcanic region ASAP, it basically means you were just outed of the very best oil spot in the game, but now they've gone through and added some additional ones, and we've arrived at the next area, and you might think, wait a minute, weren't you just here? They're basically the exact same island, so yet again, there is 3 additional oil nodes down here, and 3 more up here, but now this time we're actually being located here on the map, located at 387, -462, just to the left of the level 55 Rain Syndicate oil rig. And also similar to that of the last island, you can also build over here. Now I am going to go through and show you in these locations here specifically. We do have some more locations to cover, but kind of what it looks like to set up a base. So if you go through and place this down just in front of the water here, give you a little bit of perspective of what it actually looks like. So you can see you include the oil nodes just up to the very back, so you may want to shift it just a little bit more. But as you can see, it wraps all the way around directly to the waterfall. Now technically you can build over the waterfall if you were to go through and just pillar and place down foundations, so it might actually be a good idea to move this forward some, since the back here is kind of ugly and you couldn't really do much with that. Now if you're just worried about the oil nodes, then obviously you can completely disregard this entire section, as it might be irrelevant. Now let's take a look at the bottom real quick. Then when building down on this lower level, the rock on the right hand side cannot actually be broken, so you're going to want to build on the opposite side of that. So I would say probably something like this if we can. We can still hit all the oil nodes. Hopefully that looks good. Let's hop on JetRagon and take a look. Looks like we did manage to include it. Perfect. We got this. We almost avoided this rock entirely. So it might be impossible to completely avoid this rock, because it does seem to kind of be in the same circle. So you might have to just get the edges here, maybe build something higher up over it. But then you can obviously knock down all these trees. So you have a bunch of room over here. This is all pretty much flat space in this general area. So yeah, this is a pretty good spot. I'd probably build up there if you want the more scenic view, down here if you want more flat space to work with. And then of course, let's go to the last location. All right, now on this final flat surface where it does not have the oil nodes, let's just throw this down. I'd say probably in the middle the best we can. That's probably off because my eyesight's terrible. And yeah, it's more towards the front, which is okay. I actually kind of like the stairs incorporated into it. The clamshell cannot be broken, so consider that. But you can also go through maybe just design like ceilings that run out overlooking this. So you can either have like a second layer down below and then another layer up top. That'd be a pretty cool way to make a little beach base. Now it's important to know before we head over to the other locations that this actually might be the very best location to build out of all of the islands, for the simple fact is that here in this specific location, every island typically has at least one type of hostile PAL, and the PALs here are going to be the lowest level. Alright, now we've arrived at one of the 2 new icy locations. The other one does have a boss summoning portal. I don't know if that would affect the base building. We will go through and take a look at that. But let's hop on down here. We should be able to get the PAL box with almost, I think, the full circle without having any interruptions. So let's just place it down. We're not going to be able to place it in the water because that's going to be below sea level. So let's just try right here. And hopefully we're not hanging off too much of anything. So let's see. It just barely touches that. So that's almost perfect. Over here we're good. And back there. So technically if we were to shift it just a little bit left and a little bit up, you can get the entire PAL box here with pretty much no concerns and a relatively easy area to work with. You do have the 1 elemental chest, and up here you do have some crystal as well. You technically could also build up here. This area specifically will be far less rateable, as there's only one way to get up here, but you cannot get the full PAL box circle. You would be losing some space if you built up here, so that's definitely going to be a better option down here. Now this is actually going to be located here on the map at -86, -957, in between the Faybreak Island and kind of the starting zone. Alright, let's move on over to the next location. And here's going to be the next location, this really cool looking Pirate Cove. And as you can see, there's this really big piece of flat land, so of course there's going to be no issues here. You probably have more room on this island then any of the islands to very easily place down your PAL box. Now watch, I'm probably going to screw it up just because I said that, but let's just slap it down here. And that should be able to give us the full circle without any interruptions here. And I cannot even see the PAL box. Oh, there we go. And run along the edge here. I've lost line of sight. It's, yeah, right here. It basically runs into this mountaintop. So you could move it over just a little bit, and you will have a little bit of water incorporated into it, which there's nothing wrong with because you can just build a bridge across onto it and kind of make it a dock-like area if you want, which of course this is a pirate cove, so why wouldn't you want to do that? You can't really build too much back here because these are going to be in the way. I mean, you could, but it just would be really challenging. And unfortunately, these don't really go anywhere. But yeah, this is a really cool flat spot. Up here as well are pretty flat. You just don't have nearly the full circle. The only thing I would advise here is definitely build walls because everything here wants to kill you. The cute little jellyfish are not cute and cuddly. They are vicious. And they will want to tear you apart. And the same goes for the fish. They're not very nice. I had to basically massacre the entire island because they see you and then they want to attack you. So do consider that. And this island can be located at -891, -193, just to the left or the northwest of the volcano. Alright, now I brought us over to the other ice location and I was definitely right. You can't build down here very well with the summoning platform. The island with the boss, which is located in the north part of the map above the snow biome, is probably not an ideal location. Alright, and we've arrived at our very last location, which is going to be yet again another pirate cove. We've already placed our PAL box down, so we know that's going to work just fine. The only difference here is that this island is going to be slightly better than the previous pirate cove, as the enemies here are either far less hostile or not nearly as strong. As these little goopy guys down here are all going to be green and less than level 20, meaning they will not attack you on sight. And these guys will attack you, but they're significantly lower level than the fish and the jellyfish, so this is probably going to be the better pirate cove location. And this is located on the right-hand side of the map at 610, -163. Now, the one thing that I did fail to mention for every single one of these locations is that all of these islands are prime spots for the new fishing minigame. As you can see, there's one location here, another location here, ooh, with a yellow sparkly one. We'll go get that in just a minute. And typically there's a third one here on the back, just here near the water. Now, considering fishing spots and the pals that are found on the islands, that's going to help you make your decision, as higher tier pals will typically mean more challenging and more defenses required, but if there are higher tier pals and higher level pals, that also means you'll have better fishing opportunities and you'll get better loot. So do take that into mind when making a decision. Alright, and that's going to be all the best base locations that were added in this new update. If you did enjoy today's video, then please consider leaving a like and subscribing for future Palworld content, and join the channel's Discord to see upcoming content and even leave video suggestions for future content. I'll see y'all later.